what are we doing with the privilege of being born in such a well-to-do country? Well, part of that responsibility, I think, is to share with the rest of the world. If we can take from our wealth and take it to someplace else, and it can open doors to people's hearts, it can save lives, then it should be used.
Well, it's been our desire to help our community, and my desire was to do medical missions. And the opportunity to do both in the same vein became real to us when we started Alaska Medical Missions. The end result is a lot of medical equipment and supplies that might have otherwise gone out on the back dock to the dump, and now we're able to recycle them, put them into service. It's been a real blessing.
It has. Now, you've been on a trip. You went to Mongolia. You've had medical supplies going. What did that mean for you as a guy with a missions heart and a medical doctor?
I've had the opportunity now 3 times to visit Mongolia, gone to the same hospital at the invitation of some local missionaries on the ground there. First time we carried in suitcases. Took as much stuff as we could, got it through customs, didn't seem to have much trouble. Then the missionary said we could really use more equipment. The hospital here had a lot of needs, and when they went back on their second trip, they took a large Sealand container and we packed 6 pallets on there. A lot of medical supplies that would not otherwise have gotten there went in their van and container, and we were able to help supply the hospital there. Now they're saying, are you coming again? So the opportunity to bless and help other nations and people in other countries starts with just a little effort that we started here. And we are mimicking that, if you will, taking these items that might fill our landfill and putting them back into service, making them available. And we've had it go all over the world from here.
Alaska Medical Missions is changing lives through compassion by sharing the abundance of our country with those in need.
The real thing is that people need to know about it. I mean, I've been in Anchorage 30 years. I didn't know this existed. So I think the major thing at this point that I would see necessary is to let the community know that the service is here and that it is available to provide whatever people perceive as necessary for their countries of love.
We provide medical supplies for them that they can carry on their backs and go into the villages. This is a typical type of things that we're able to bring down to them. Mostly bandages. In this case, we even have some diapers and other supplies from Alaska Medical Missions that are used a lot. Everything is brand new, and it's quite a blessing for both Proyecto Fe and for the university. Hopefully, with the cooperative effort, we'll be able to have the military in Alaska bring up to 200,000 pounds of medical supplies down for the university and for our medical missions in Guatemala.
If anything surprises me the most, it's what's happening with the warehouse ministry and Alaska Medical Missions, because it was not part of what we talked about, and it's definitely a vital part of what we do today. Because of the warehouse ministry, many others have been able to participate and go taking supplies that we've been able to warehouse, and it's really been donor activity from around the community. The physicians have donated, drug companies have donated, the hospitals have donated, surplus medical goods that might have otherwise been thrown in the landfill. And wow, we were able to reach out and bless the world in ways that we couldn't have imagined when we started.
Alaska Medical Missions receives donated medical supplies from various sources in our community, including hospitals, manufacturers, clinics, and individuals. After AMM acquires the medical supplies, a volunteer force of medical professionals, youth groups, churches, and individuals sort through them. Once sorted, the items are boxed, palletized, inventoried, and ready for shipment. After we have a requisition for medical supplies, we pack them up either in a box, suitcase, or a high-cube container. It all happens relatively quickly, and soon the items are leaving Alaska Medical Missions warehouse and on their way to a developing country. We live in a time and a place with so many technological advances. We can transplant the human heart. We can replace an amputated limb. And yet every 3 seconds a child under the age of 5 dies of a preventable cause in a country not as privileged as ours. This is just unacceptable.
This organization is not about supplies, it's about people, it's about individuals, and it's about the change that we can have both locally and around the world. And Alaska Medical Missions is in a very unique spot for that. Locally in Alaska they have an effect, and globally with the connections through multiple non-profit organizations and individuals who are working globally. In today's day and age, with the financial crisis and with economic crisis and war around the world, there's greater need for this. And the supplies that they have and the connections they have, bringing these organizations together, can bring about some of that change.
Alaska Medical Missions since 1999 has sent over 710 shipments to more than 80 countries all over the globe. It takes the effort of our community to make AMM the success it has become, and will take the effort of our community stepping up to take AMM to places beyond our wildest dreams. We have all the supplies, but we need groups, organizations, and individuals to take these supplies and share all our country has to offer. All that we are, one human to another. Loving those as we would want to be loved. I look at my 2 boys and couldn't imagine them needing as much as the children in third world nations. I started out wanting to change lives all over this world. I never thought the life that would change the most would be mine. Together we can impact this world. Those closest to us, and yes, even ourselves. The time is now. Are you ready?